I'd like to start out this video and say, at the time of me recording this, it's Father's Day. So, obviously, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there and this and that and blah 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 and blah blah blah. But I'd just like to point out for a second that this week's Boruto episode was released on Sunday, as it always has been, and today's Father's Day. I'd like to point out that in this week's episode, we just basically get to see two dads get their ass kicked by someone else who claims that they're someone's dad. I'm sorry, I started thinking about that just a little while ago before recording, and I thought that was pretty funny, so I thought I just might as well start the video off with that. But yeah, there's kind of not really a whole lot for me to really say about this episode. It kind of explains for itself, doesn't it? Because it's just a really high octane, high produced animated fight episode, and of course, it's hard for me to talk about fight episodes because it's hard to explain what actually happens in the episode, because unless I show it off, then you're not going to really know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show, obviously, a couple of clips because I feel like it needs to be seen, because it is really good. The production for this episode was really good, and you could already tell from the beginning of the episode with some of the camera shots that they had of Naruto and Sasuke and Jigen in the same location, and I thought it was cool. I thought the establishing shots that they were using at the beginning of the episode to establish that the production for this episode is not going to be the same as it was for last week was really good, and I'm really glad that they decided to go ahead and get some better supervisors and better production for this episode, because this is a huge moment right now for the current time of where we are in the anime, and obviously this is a very big important thing. And just seeing Naruto and Sasuke get their fucking ass beat when they're at their peak right now, right? Because when we saw the both of them fight Momoshiki back in episode 65, they were both fighting Momoshiki when he was at his most powerful, and they were low on chakra and they weren't at their full peak of power, especially Naruto. And now we have the both of them fighting Jigen at their peak, chakra level power right now, and they just get their fucking ass beat because Jigen is able to alter the size of matter, which Sasuke points out later on in the episode. So he's able to create these rods and shrink them and enlarge them, and making it seem like they just appear out of nowhere. He's able to shrink himself, which I think is pretty neat, and I think that's different because it's kind of like Shoji in reverse, but I find Jigen's ability to shrink himself much more cooler, just because it seems like something that someone would have and abuse the fuck out of. Just the production of this episode was really good. Seeing Boruto finally show up and worrying about his dad desperately, right? Because right now Kawaki's just like, oh, I gotta go fucking find Lord Seventh, because he's freaking out because Naruto's the only person who's ever treated him with this much decency, and he has that love and admiration for him that he's never had for anyone else before. And so he's willing to just go out and do whatever the fuck he needs to go do in order to find Lord Seventh, Naruto. And they're telling him you gotta calm down because he's not gonna be taken down that easily. And he fucking starts assuming that, oh, they're just gonna abandon him. And of course Boruto gets pissed off because that's his dad. So we get towards the end of the episode after that point with a whole bunch of fighting, with a really good animation. This is pretty much almost peak Boruto animation if we also compare this to the other best animated episodes from this show. This is really good. This is a really good fight. I think it looks fantastic. We get towards the end of the episode, and obviously they know that Naruto is okay because Naruto's chakra is linked to the chakra arm that Kawaki is using, so that at any point that deactivates, that means something terribly wrong has fucking happened to Naruto. And so at the end of the episode, they have no choice, because Jigen's about to kill Sasuke, because Sasuke has the Rinnegan transportation ninjutsu technique to be able to go about towards the other locations that Kara uses from the other dimensions. So Jigen wants to kill him, but he's going to go ahead and seal Naruto away, because the whole point wasn't really to fight Naruto, it was just to get Kawaki back. Because at this point, Jigen's body is not stable enough to be able to hold the vessel for Ishiki Otsutsuki, which he actually mentions by name later on in the episode. He actually finally mentions Ishiki Otsutsuki by name, and now we actually know what's currently going on. Who is Jigen the vessel of? Who is Kawaki the vessel of? Anyways, By the end of the episode, the chakra arm falls off, and they know something's wrong. And Sasuke, gets back, and Naruto sacrifices himself, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm really upset about because that's fucking Naruto. That's my boy. I don't want nothing bad happening to him, and he just fucking, I guess, gets sealed away. But Jigen makes it seem like the Naruto's gonna be able to get out of there, and I'm not really sure what he's gonna be able to do to get out of this little ball that he created. I don't know. It's very weird. But yeah, basically, just next week's episode is basically just Shikamaru freaking the fuck out, going and talking to fucking Kawaki because he thinks that he's going to be able to find out where Naruto is or something. I have no fucking clue. Yeah, this was just a pretty crazy episode for the Boruto anime right now because we had a really incredible fight. It was really well animated. The production was super high. Naruto and Sasuke get their fucking ass beat, and we haven't seen them get this badly beat in such a long time. Yeah, this is just a pretty crazy episode, and I have no idea what's going to happen from this point forward. I don't know what's going to happen to Naruto. Obviously, I know he doesn't die, but I don't know how they're going to be able to get him out of where he currently is. The situation is pretty bad, but they'll figure it out. Something will happen. I guess we just have to wait and see. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Yeah, this episode was just really solid overall. Like I said, production for this episode with the animation was fantastic. This is a really good fight. Go watch it because this is one of the best animated fights of the show. Yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'm out. Peace.